Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Urban Garden 2020. And it's kind of a rainy weekend. We've had a lot of rain here of late, but that's been pretty good for the garden. The bees are very busy in between the rain showers, but anywho, let's go outside. We'll check out our little raised bed, and then we will look at the bees, and then look at the peppers we've overwintered, and just see how they're producing. All right, let's get out there and get to looking. All right, guys. Well, here's our little raised bed that we made, and I've kind of top dressed it with some leaf and grass mulch. So, look down here, some loofah and beans, and some more there. But our tomatoes, I've kind of had to stake up because they were getting a little tall, and just kind of a look at them. Some of them are doing better than others, or well, I don't know if they're doing better, but there are several different varieties here, from beefsteak to some other heirlooms to some cherry tomatoes. So that's several, and they're all doing well considering this is a very late batch because we lost most all of our tomatoes in the starter trays. So we also have our habanada peppers. So something's been munching on the leaves a little bit on that one. That one's coming up pretty well. So I'll probably just sprinkle these with something just to keep the bugs off of them. But overall, these are doing pretty well. They're greened up, and with all this rain, they're just coming along very well. So anywho, that's our little raised bed here. So we'll walk over and look at the bees. All right. So even with the rain, the bees seem to be very busy this morning. I mean, like super busy. They're just in and out. Not quite as active as yesterday, but considering it's already been raining and sprinkling this morning, they're doing pretty well. And if you can look at those sugar water feeders, they are just covered up. So that looks like that's where a lot of them are. And you can't really see from the photo, but just or from the video, but in the air, just all around, bees are coming and going. And just if we take a little look here, sometimes you'll see them land and you'll see the yellow pockets of pollen on their back conches, and yeah, there went one, and they're still bringing in the pollen pretty well. And then it's Alabama, so we have a very elongated, very long growing season, so everything's still just blooming and putting out. Some of our sunflowers over here, there's a little bee up there on the sunflower, so we'll walk around kind of behind this, and oh yeah, that bee is just was going all around that sunflower. So they're getting pollen, they're getting their sugar water, they're probably bringing in a lot of nectar. I opened up the top level of the hive yesterday, and they've got a lot of comb drawn in that top level already. So they're really producing. So it won't be long until we should be able to put a honey super on top with our excluder and hopefully get some honey. And if things keep going like they are with all this rain and everything blooming and our garden coming along, then we should do pretty well. There's our little gnome village. While we're over here, we'll just take a little peek at them all. Hello, little gnomes, sitting there in front of the fire pit. And then our sod we put out is greening up, so everything's coming along pretty well. So there's our pear tree, and over in the distance, you can't really see from the video, but there's another pear tree over there that's loaded down with pears. This one right here has several pears you can kind of see hanging just all over, but the other one over there is just loaded down. So let's walk over and we'll check out the peppers and tomatoes. All right, so we're going to start up here, and going to start with our miniature bell, and that's just a green bell pepper, even though one of them is kind of red. I'm not sure if it got cross-pollinated or what, but here's a Cajun bell, and you see it's just loaded down with bell peppers. The plant's not very large, it's in the smaller planter, but it's just loaded down. Then here is a Fresno chili pepper plant, and Oh my goodness, I'm gonna pick some of these today to take to a friend, but this little bad dude is just loaded with peppers too. We've got our purple bell here, and we looked at this a week or two ago, and it's got a lot of bells on it. Then here's our other Fresno chili. It's still putting out a little growth, doesn't have as many peppers on it, but this one over here, this red chili pepper, is loaded down as well. So I'm going to be picking some of these later. But our sunflowers, if you look, the sunflowers have just really put out. They look nice, and the bees have been coming over and collecting pollen and whatnot. But sunflowers just have really produced pretty. I'm pretty well pleased with what all they've done. So we may we'll probably do that again next year, and I'll probably put the sunflower bed over closer to the bees, but they can find it with no problem. There's our little honeysuckle, doing very well, so we'll put it in the ground somewhere soon. Then let's make our way over here. There is the poblano or ancho, and it's got a lot of peppers on it. This the cayenne here beside it has lots of peppers on it, and they're just everywhere. The jalapeno has lots of peppers, and the banana has just a lot of peppers back through there. Just the pepper plants are doing really well. And some of the peppers, the ones that I didn't trim back as much, seem to be doing pretty well. The couple that I trimmed back a little harder, they're putting out a little more greenery, and hopefully we'll get some more pepper production out of them later. But they overwintered very well. There's our camellia bush or tree. We'll put her out later. The banana, the African lilies, looking very nice. That little banana sprout I put in there is doing well. And then we took some crepe myrtle cuttings and put out, so hopefully they do pretty well. And just while we're at it, we'll walk around the yard or walk across the porch and see what we've got. The lilies on the front have bloomed. The crepe myrtles across the front should be coming into bloom soon as well. The rose bush has been putting out all year, and it's kind of lulled back a little bit, but with all this rain and everything, it should produce. There's all the shrubs we trimmed back, kind of pruned back a couple of weeks ago, and they've kind of they're starting to recover a little bit. But some sunflowers I put in some little boxes there, and those I don't think I drilled any drain holes, so they just filled up with water, and it looks like everything just kind of oh, our flag's tangled, so let me just untangle it. There we go. Proud to be an American, proud to have freedoms, proud for everyone to be who they are. Okay, so if we look down here, starting with the hostas doing well. Behind that crepe myrtle is a hydrangea is doing well. The bananas are doing well. There are some gladiolas that are putting out. That banana down at the end just has like 3 or 4 stalks coming up out of the ground. There were already 3, so we're probably gonna dig some out. Can't really make around the corner, but the figs doing well. The little palms down there are doing well. Just everything has been greening up nicely with all the rain. But anywho, that's where we are and how everything looks around the yard. So yeah, we'll just take another little pan around and look around the yard. Then looking back around to the back, the beehive over there, the little raised bed, more shrubbery. That's it. Well, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope everything's going well in your garden, and stay safe and keep digging it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, like and subscribe and share this video.